3,000. That's right, we've flipped more than 3,000 profitable houses and can teach you how to do the same thing. Click the Academy link for your free roadmap to financial freedom.
Hi, my name is Julie Hicks. I had an idea of what real estate investing was, what wholesaling was, but I did my own research, but I knew that I would have to get in with somebody that could really point me down the right track so I wasn't making costly mistakes, as we all know in real estate we can do. So about 3 years ago I started working with Peter and his program, and luckily enough we lived in the same town. So after meeting Peter, after about 6 months of training, I did a few deals on my own.
Hey there, this is Peter Vekselman. So I'm here with Mike and Dave, and they've been here for a couple hours. And the reason I wanted to do this video, and I do a number of these, is that probably was a couple weeks ago you contacted me?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago.
2-3 weeks ago you were just Googling, I think you said?
Came up with came across your information, went to your site, saw your videos.
And contacted me.
Contacted you.
Yeah, one of your goals to grow a real estate business. And you know, we kind of talked probably about 3 or 4 times, and then what Mike said is he said, you know, hey Pete, looks pretty good, sounds pretty good. I got to make sure you're for real. And so before we kind of solidified our relationship, Mike wanted to fly in here. He brought his brother Dave, and he just wanted to spend a little time with us and just kind of see what it is we do and if we're actually for real, and meet the people here. So you guys have been here, I think, what, a couple hours now, and
Yeah.
Before you leave, I just wanted to, you know, for you guys to spend a couple minutes with me and just tell me how was the last couple hours are? What'd you all see? Who'd you meet? What do we do?
You know, nothing spectacular, but profound, I guess, is a better way to say it. Interesting because, you know, we were talking to Julie,
Yep.
who introduced us to the system and what you guys do here. And we saw some boards with some deals up, and she discussed the process, and we were asking some questions to get the feedback, and the answers were what we were looking to hear. And you know, if you want a system, that's what we're looking for. You know, many years in the real estate business, but doesn't make you many years richer. And at the end of the day, you know, goal here is to really systemize something. And I saw the system myself, and along with David, that possibilities are unlimited, really, quite frankly. And I appreciate that because, you know, there's a lot of talk about what you could do and possibilities, and it's for simple as it may appear. You know, the background is really, you know, behind everything is the hard work, but yet at the same time is systemization and simplifying it is probably the best way I can look at it, and that's what I saw.
Yep. I appreciate it. Dave, what'd you see?
Well, for me, I'm a systems guy, so I like processes that are easily put together and function well. And I mean, from the very first 10 minutes we were here, I was thoroughly impressed. I mean, looking at the way your processes are set up, seems to be fairly straightforward and simple. Obviously, it takes work behind the scenes, but I was really, really impressed. Really impressed. Like Mike says, we've been around in the training arena for over 25 years. Worked with some of the best trainers out there in the industry. So for us, you know, we scrutinize things a little differently than probably the average person off the street just because of our backgrounds. But we're very satisfied with everything we've seen so far, and it's just really excited to be able to come in and go to work with you.
All right.
You know, we're expecting big things.
Well, good. You should. You know, one of the things that they both said over and over again, you know, systems. And, you know, when you guys got here, you know, we talked about how are we going to implement this? What's the order? And, you know, the systems part of this business, especially this is what I think people see here, that's the lifestyle side of this business. You know, but there's 2 things that I want to accomplish with people we work with. One, we got to get results. We got to get profitable. We got to start doing deals. The second thing is we're going to systematize everything. We're going to put procedures. We're going to automate it, and that's where you're not only going to get the financial side, but also the lifestyle side. Hey there, this is Peter Vekselman. So today I want to talk to you about something that, like, out of a blue, somebody called me a couple days ago, and they made a comment to me. They said, Pete, you know, a lot of times when you do your videos from your office, especially with people that work for you, And they said, Pete, it seems like you have a very turn and burn environment. It seems like people come and go constantly. And I kind of had a conversation with this individual about that, and I started thinking about that. I was wondering, I started thinking, I don't know why I come across like that in videos, because that is the furthest from the truth in our office. And so there are operations out there that lend themselves to a very turn and burn environment. A lot of sales operations lend themselves to turn environment. That's just the industry they're in, and that's how they function. I could tell you the industry that we're all in, being real estate investors, I would say the furthest from the truth is that. Meaning you want to retain employees here, and you especially want to retain employees in key positions. In my opinion, one of the key positions that we all as investors have here, and you have if you're utilizing them, are negotiators. In the end, negotiators are the glue that holds our whole business together. They're what operates everything. They're what getting deals to us. They're getting deals to us, and in the end, they're the ones who are really pretty much in charge of the bottom line. So I wanted to make a video today here with Gloria. Gloria, how long you been here with me?
13 months.
13 months. So think about it. That's a negotiator, and what Gloria does is she answers the phone. She's got her terminal here in terms of she's able to get information in real time as she's dealing with sellers in a live environment here, and she's able to make decisions. And you're negotiating deals. Aren't you also getting contracts?
Yes.
Okay, so you're negotiating deals, getting contracts. And then you're actually here in a management position. So what does that include here?
I make sure everybody is making calls and getting contracts, and I make sure they have their calls and they come to me with any questions, and I help them negotiate if they need it.
So she has responsibility. We actually have in a team environment here. We have a couple teams, and Gloria is in charge of one of the teams. And don't you also train new negotiators that start?
Yes.
Right. So when a new negotiator starts with us, they go through a training process. Then she supervises them. We pay them overrides and her deals and all that. But again, the point is this. When you get somebody good in this business, you really, really have to make an effort to do whatever you have to do to retain them. Let me just show you some numbers that I had pulled up before we started. So what Gloria's made is she's made about 25,000 calls, or she's had over about 25,000 conversations since she's been here with sellers. Out of that, she's sent out 160 contracts. She's gotten 63 contracts received. Now, so think about this. One individual is responsible for 63 opportunities for us to do deals, because what a contract is, it's an opportunity for us to do deals. And when you're making anywhere from, let's say 8 upwards of $20,000+ a deal, you could see the value of a good employee and especially of a good negotiator. So this is not a turn and burn environment with what we have here, and I suggest if you're working with people in your world, do not get into a turn and burn environment with any aspects of real estate. I don't think contractors should be in a turn and burn environment. I don't think real estate agents need to be in turn environment. Closing agents, definitely negotiators, and anybody else in your world that you're working with. So number one, in order to do that, and you've heard me talk about this a lot of times, invest your time into people. As you notice, one of the responsibilities that Gloria has here is we put people through a training environment when they get started with us. Well, guess what? We invested our time, our money, our effort, our energy into Gloria when she got started with us. When you really start counting how much a good negotiator, a good employee, a good part of your team is worth to you, it's if you're constantly in a turn and burn environment, I promise you're missing this opportunities, because I did not break these numbers down, but I bet you these numbers are weighed towards the back. Meaning when she started with us, she was not at 40% in terms of getting her contracts back or anything like that. So employees actually get better and better over time. So invest your time into your people, invest money, invest energy, and do what you have to do to retain them. Create the kind of environments where people want to be a part of. Very, very important. Hey there, this is Peter Vekselman, and today I'm here with Jason Brooks. He and I just got done doing a meeting together. And what I want to talk to you guys about today is a question I get constantly asked in this business, and that is the value of working with other wholesalers. one of the things that people always tell me, I don't want to work with wholesalers, whether it's on the acquisition side or the sales side. For some reason, other wholesalers tend to have a bad connotation in this business. And so it constantly, people calling me are like, well, I want to, let's say in a wholesale model, Pete, I want to only work with the end buyer. I want to work with the money guy. I want to work with the source. I want to work with the guy that closes. And sometimes, when I'm working with people in terms of developing these wholesale models across the country, people literally tell me, well, Pete, I've developed this whole infrastructure of investors in the back end, and they'll tell me I've purposely kept all the wholesalers out. Well, the reason I asked Jason to hang around here after our meeting today is I will tell you wholesalers are absolutely worth their weight in gold. Now, you got to work with the right ones. There's no question. There's a lot of people that kind of claim to be wholesalers. They just came out of some seminar. They have no idea what they're doing. So you do want to work with the right ones. But when you're working with the right ones, wholesalers are a tremendous opportunity both on the acquisition side and the disposition side to make money and do deals. So, just a little history on yourself. How long have you been doing this business?
A couple of years.
Jason's been doing this business for a couple of years. Approximately, how many deals have you done?
30 this year, I would say.
Okay, so a couple year experience, which is great. That means he stood the test of time. He's done 30 some deals this year. Together, how many deals that since I've known you, how many have we done?
50 or 60.
So we've done, aside from the deals that he's done, we've done a ton of more deals on top of all that, okay? Now, I've actually even asked Jason to come work for me directly. Now, he's laughing here because it hadn't happened. He hadn't made a commitment to come here. He's actually been in these seats. We've gone through the whole process. He's committed, but the point is this. Even though he didn't want to come to me directly and work with us directly, I understood the value of maintaining a good, solid relationship with the Jason. So you were just here with a meeting with a buyer that he brought to us for some properties. In the end, how many are we going to do with these guys?
We have 30 of them heading towards contract right now, but a lot more. A great relationship about to start.
Think about this. 30 properties because of my relationship with a wholesaler that he just brought a buyer right here to the office. They just walked out and I asked Jason to stay here. 30 deals. And again, these guys have a lot of capacity to do a lot more, don't they?
Exactly, yes.
They have a capacity to do a ton more. So my point is very simple. Never ever discount wholesalers in your marketplace. Because remember, number one, what you're doing is you're leveraging yourself through them. See, I didn't know these buyers. I wasn't doing deals with these buyers. He did. So I leveraged my time, our effort in this company through his buyers list, okay? It could also work on the acquisition side. For instance, if a wholesaler starts bringing deals to you, he could bring you deals that you're not potentially looking at or doing. So tremendous, tremendous opportunity working with wholesalers. What I would recommend, whatever market you're in, find the top wholesalers. Find the wholesalers that have stood the test of time, that are actively doing deals, that you can get on their email list, and you could see on a daily or weekly basis they're producing more and more deals. That's how you get the legitimacy of wholesalers. But absolutely, wholesalers are worth their weight in gold. This is about a $1.8 million deal we just put together.
Yep.
1.8, 1.9 deal, and many more to come. So take advantage of wholesalers, work with them, develop relationships. Hey, this is Peter Vekselman. So I'm actually sitting here inside Julie's office. Julie runs this whole operation for me. She's actually in our building next door. She's working with Mary for a couple days. And for those of you that listen to my videos, you know that what Mary does, she's a very critical part of our operation. She drives all of our deals forward. Well, we're doing this business in a number of different markets, one in particular in Florida right now. We're absolutely just killing it there. And we've actually found some things that work better in that market that we weren't even implementing here. So there were a couple things that we struggled a little bit here with how we're moving deals forward, that now Julie is sitting with Mary for a couple of days and she's teaching how to implement the things that we're doing in Florida that are working so well back here in Atlanta. So we struggled a little bit through a couple different things, and that's what I want to talk to you about today, this whole concept of struggling. And what made me actually think about it is, I got a credit card here, and I actually pulled this credit card out of my wallet today. But what made me think about it, I was in my home office this morning, I was pulling some paperwork out, And I pull out this old credit card, and the thing had expired like like over 10 years ago, and it wouldn't even activated. And it just made me think. I looked at the year on it, and I remembered when I got started in this business. This is years and years ago. I had an awful start in this business in terms of the financial side of it. Lost a tremendous amount of money. Obviously, never gave up. Always knew it was me doing something wrong. But I remember back then I had a business partner. His name was Jeff, and there came a point in our lives that the only way we could keep this business going was literally we would fill out on a daily basis credit card applications. I mean, whatever applications we can find anywhere, we'd fill them out. And it's like the favorite part of our day used to be, I'd come home, he'd come home, and I'd see like in how many credit cards were sent to me that day. And I remember I'd open them up, and one had a $10,000 limit, and one had $3,000 limit, and one had 10, whatever it was. And that was how we judged our business. From a perspective, how long can we get going? How this gave us $5,000. Okay, we can keep this deal going to a tune of another $5,000, and this credit card gave us $20,000, and we could put $20,000 worth of construction into that deal. And it was a struggle. We literally for a while built this business off those lines of credit just to keep things going. And look, 15 years later in this business, we still have some things, like I was telling you earlier, that we struggle with as a company. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, struggle never stops. It's the nature of the beast in this business. I know for those of you that aren't quite successful in this business, or maybe some of you that are successful, you got your own set of challenges. You got your own set of struggles you're going through. Maybe you're literally figuring out, how do I keep this thing going for another 3 weeks? Maybe you're trying to figure out, how do I get my, somebody very important in my life off my case because they're constantly beating me up about this business. Maybe for you or somebody else, you're figuring out, how do I figure out how to do something? Because I know once I figure it out, I'm going to be able to break through. We all struggle. If you're not struggling, you're not doing this business. If you are struggling, you're in this business. But make no mistake about it. That's the one common aspect that we all go through in this business. Now, I could sit here and tell you how this business is worth it. Look, you've heard me talk about it. You've seen, I'm giving you a glimpse of some of our lifestyle things that we enjoy here. I'm not going to do that today. I mean, all you got to do is look at my videos and, kind of somehow the things we live. Heck, if you're watching this on YouTube, just type in the word lifestyle videos, and there's thousands of them for you to get excited over. So, but I will tell you this. I got it. I hear you. I know what you're going through. I've been there, done that. I mean, I've literally, years and years ago, bought chunks of time. And when I mean chunks of time, I didn't buy myself a year here or a year there. Sometimes we were buying ourselves another 4 days here, or a week here, or maybe 15 days here, just to keep it going. If you're willing to do whatever it takes, sooner or later it'll catch. It'll catch, just like it caught for us. Sooner or later the deals started moving. Sooner or later the deals started selling. Sooner we started getting the right people in our lives. Sooner or later things just kind of lined up, one credit card at a time. So whatever you got to do, whatever struggle you got, I got you. I hear it, done it, seen it, been there, part of it. Still struggle to this day with different things we do in this business. That's the norm. The other side, 100% worth it.
My name is Willie, and I'm from Atlanta, the gateway to Plains. And I wanted to do a quick video testimonial about Peter Vekselman's course. For about a decade, well, actually a little bit longer than that, I've been a real estate agent since actually 9/11. I was in the post license class. And I've seen a lot of people losing their shirt investing in real estate. I saw the .com bust. I saw, of course, the bust of 2008. And it really scared me seeing all these people losing their money in real estate. And I was afraid to get involved in it, but then I found Peter's course online, and it was actually probably one of the best ones out there. There are a lot of gurus out there, but they just don't have any heart. And when you talk to Peter, you just know that he's a straight shooter, and you feel like you can work with him. And of course, granted, it's not for everybody. But when you work with Peter, he tells you exactly what to do. He gives you guidance. If you have a property and suppose that you want to buy it and you think, man, price is way too high to buy it, he'll say, just go on, tie it down, lock it down, and we'll deal with it after we get it sold. And then he'll show you how to get the buyers, and he'll show you how to sell it. And then after he sells it, he'll come in there and try to renegotiate the price to make a profit on it. So there's just so many ways to skin a cat, and he knows all of them. And all of his videos and marketing, I get up every morning and look at another video that comes out. I just think it's a great opportunity. It truly is a lifestyle. It's what they always say. And it's a great lifestyle. And if you work hard, do what he says, because, I could be like the richest man in the world, and I could tell everybody exactly what I did, point by point, step by step. No one would do it. So you got to do what Peter says to do, and if you do it, he'll walk you hand by hand, and he'll make it a success.
Hey there, this is Peter Vekselman. So here I have Tim Brooks and David, his son. They came in to visit me, and Tim, you and I have known each other in some capacity, at least for a year now, several months.
Yep.
So he and I have known of each other. We've been part of the same organization, and probably about a month ago, you shot me an email. You're like, hey Pete, I want to come in. I want to see what you're doing. So before we go into that, what we're doing here, tell everybody a little about your history. You're as a real estate investor.
I've been in the business for about 15 years. I've bought and sold a couple of hundred properties, and I'm a nationwide buyer of properties, so I kind of buy all over the country. And we'd like to do owner finance, so I do a lot of owner finance deals. We're able to set them up. It creates an unbelievable lifestyle for you. But my acquisition style is different than Peter's, and that's the reason why I came here to begin with. I buy directly from banks. It's a unique way to buy. But it's an ever-changing market. What Peter does here is totally different and extraordinarily exciting for me, just to come in and take a look at the operation and see how it operates.
And now you've been here since today's Thursday. You guys came in here on Tuesday.
Yes, we did.
Right?
That's
Actually,
right.
when he came in here, I was like, listen, dude, you just need 2 hours here. You don't need to spend 3 days here. I'm actually glad that you did spend 3 days here. We'll get into that in a minute. But so, look, you're obviously a savvy investor. You got history on you. You got deals on you. You got about how many properties right now throughout the country you own?
About 70, I guess.
He's got about 70 throughout the country that he owns, that he's financing himself to owner Ox. So what do you think? 3 days, you've seen what we do.
Really, for any of you that are out there on the edge of trying to decide whether you want to do something with Peter, I'm going to tell you point blank, and I don't endorse anybody, but I'm telling you, this is the real deal. His operation is the real operation. For me, I had to come sit in it, be immersed in it to really see what's taking place, to follow the system through to get a good feel of it. Peter's system on the front end is absolutely spot on and the best I've ever seen. He's got it down to a fine science, and it gets results. And that's the bottom line, really. So you've got to be able to put it in motion and then work those deals, and you'll make money too. It's that simple.
The thing I want to make a comment on that, and first of all, I appreciate the kind words, but yesterday we all went to grab lunch. And what happens, this is kind of interesting, what happens a lot of times when people come to watch what we do here, they just kind of want to check out, they want to learn what we're doing, maybe potentially think of working with me or not. But as we were having lunch yesterday, something really cool happened. We started talking about what they're doing. And then what we decided to do is we decided to combine forces on the things. So what we're going to do is we're going to implement some of the things we're doing here, some of the things that they're doing back home, and we're really leaving here as partners.
Yes, we are. And I'm extremely excited about it.
Yeah, we just got done with a meeting here.
Yes.
We got some things formalized. We're going to probably within 2 weeks start doing deals together.
Yes.
And I'm flat out excited. And let me tell you, this is a good teaching point for those of you watching this video. I always talk about this business is about collaboration. I mean, so many people think, this is a business of just, you're going to isolate yourself from the world, you're going to do your own thing, and I'm totally opposite. I always tell people, you got to get in the community, the investing community. So literally 3 days later, we're leaving here, putting together a big business plan,
Yeah.
a model, and I think we're going to hit it out of the park. I see no reason why in the next several months we can't do a couple hundred deals together.
I agree.
With what we put together. So this is another reason why you absolutely have to immerse yourself into the real estate community. Whether you're talking to members of your RIA club, whether you're talking to successful agents where you live, whether you're talking to successful money people where you live, you just never know which way the conversation is. So listen, I'm glad you came. I'm glad you talked me out of just doing it for 2 hours. I'm glad you guys stayed here for 3 days. It's been awesome, and
Yes.
we're looking forward to working together.
Yes. Lots of fun. Looking forward to it, Peter, truly.
Good, good. Well, look, as always, you guys know what I do here. I do tons and tons of deals. Been doing this for 15 years, got over 3,000 deals behind me, literally all over the United States. And here's another example of something that we're going to add on another couple hundred deals here, hopefully in the next 12 months, that we're going to do together that literally 3 days ago I wasn't anticipating. Hey there, this is Peter Vekselman, and I got Josh and I got John in front of me here, and we've been working in a coaching capacity. These guys hired me a little while ago to coach them through this business. And before I get into why they're actually here, guys, if you don't mind, just a little bit about your history, kind of what you've done, how long you've been doing it, deals you've done, and all that kind of stuff. And this is before you even brought me on board.
Sure, feel free, John. Josh and I have been in the business since about 2005. Focused mostly on the retail side, and just recently, about a year and a half, we really started to focus more on the wholesaling and getting into the investment side. We found Peter online and been working with him now, and things have been really changing and working for the better for us, and we're really appreciative to be working with Peter.
And I guess you guys have always been partners, right?
Yeah, well.
Okay, so same history?
Yeah, pretty much the same history. Started off retail, then we're switching over to investing. So we're pretty much trying to do the full switch.
Okay,
so not
cool,
really
cool,
that
cool.
much retail.
Right.
So we're going to try to go more
mostly
model.
investing side.
Yeah, get
okay.
to other agents.
And the reason you guys are here actually is about a week and a half or a couple of weeks ago, we were kind of at the point where we're talking about negotiations. Your phone's ringing now, and I think, I'm not sure which one of you said, Pete, I just don't quite get it. I mean, I know you're telling us how to do it, but we're kind of more visual guys. So that's what I just said. Why don't you guys come into my office, sit with my callers for a couple hours with my negotiators, see if you can kind of get some pointers and that's kind of what happens. So you guys have been here. It's about 1 o'clock. You guys have been in for a couple hours. You've sat with them. What's your feedback? Was it helpful? Did you guys learn? Did it help coming in and watching what we're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big help. I'm leaving here feeling 100% better than I did. Just hearing what he had to say over the phone, just listening and getting to actually see what's going on a day-to-day basis is going to allow us to take his tools and use it to train and start working with our team back home as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was really just what I learned is it's a numbers game. And we had someone working with us. She was fielding the calls. I thought she was doing stuff wrong, and it turns out that she probably wasn't doing as much stuff wrong as I thought. The girls here, they're friendly and everything, but it's just really, there's no scripts. We're used to using scripts. Being as agents, being a little bit more pushy. I didn't see none of that here, and they still got a lot of deals closing. So that's what we were looking for, is to see it. It's just pretty, it's not really anything methodical, really too much to it. It's just kind of, you take the calls, you do the follow-ups, and the ones that are going to work out do.
It's a numbers game.
It is a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. There's no question. But listen, I'm glad you guys came in. I'm glad it helped. I mean, you guys are only about 5 hours away, so I want to see some results today. Let's get the phone ringing. So that's kind of one of the things I do for people I work with from a coaching capacity. You got the ability to come in, work with my people here for a while, see how everything works. And one thing is, pretty much everything I say I do, right? Even you pointed out, remember one thing I was telling you guys on the phone, hey, just be yourself. And what did you find? They're themselves, right? They're totally themselves, they're relaxed and all this. So anyway, I'm glad it helped you guys. Okay, so today I want to ask you a question. Just kind of think about what you do when you're running your business. Is it better to be good at a bunch of stuff? Remember, good, not bad, but good above average. Or is it actually better just to be brilliant at one thing? My contention is very simple. I would rather you invest your time and become brilliant at one thing than literally above average or good at a bunch of things. So let me use my business here as an example. From the different things we do here, as a real estate investor, I've done a ton of things. I've been a private lender. I've built houses. I've renovated. You know, I buy, fix, and sell to this day. We've done rezonings, done condo conversions, you know, wholesaled literally thousands of properties, you know, invested all across the United States. But the one thing that I'm absolutely brilliant at, that I think that we do better than anyone else across the country, is marketing. That is just that. It is that one pillar that makes absolutely every single thing possible. See, because of our brilliance at marketing, it allowed me to do all those kinds of deals. Because of our brilliance at marketing, last year it allowed me to invest across the country and actually develop a strategic relationship with a huge corporation, way larger than ours. And we actually started doing marketing for them on the West Coast and in other parts of the country. Because of our brilliance at marketing, I'm able to do deals today in Florida that I would otherwise not able to do. Because of our brilliance at marketing, I've been able to develop relationships with some of the top real estate people across the country in terms of doing deals. And obviously, because of our brilliance in marketing, I'm able to do as many deals and consistent flow of deals as I do currently. So brilliance at one thing well surpasses at above average at something else. So this is my challenge to you. Look, we all have talents, and I'm not, you know, and I understand marketing is not one of those things you just pick up one day and say, well, let me just become brilliant at it. It is a sophisticated thing. You really got to know what you're doing. But I challenge you to become brilliant at some facet of real estate. See, I don't care if you become brilliant at putting out bandit signs. You develop a plan, you develop a strategy, you develop a time frame, you develop a huge network of them. I bet if you become an absolutely brilliant bandit sign person, you will make money in this business. I bet if you become an absolute brilliant whatever, let's say you're a realtor right now and you know your key is getting listings, or maybe your key is marketing properties or selling properties or networking, become absolutely brilliant at that. Maybe you're watching this video and you're a contractor and you know you do a lot of different things. Well, I bet if you become absolutely brilliant at one type of construction, maybe one type of building, maybe one type of renovation that becomes a cookie cutter that you will get known for and branded for, you will do a lot better than just kind of being a jack of all trades all over the place. See, being investors, there's a lot of different facets in this business. Again, there's the marketing side, there's the sales side, there's the negotiation side, there's the people development side, you know, there's the expansion side, there's kind of staying tight, whatever it is. Figure out what your skill level is, and I challenge you to become absolutely brilliant at it, because that brilliance will absolutely open up doors for you that you would have never otherwise thought you could have. But that brilliance will get you not only successful in your own world, it'll get you noticed by others, and that's where those doors will open up. Become brilliant at something and watch what happens at your business. Hey there, Peter Vekselman. So today I want to talk to you about timing of things. And one of the most important timing of things is when do you do things in terms of getting people on your team. See, getting people on your team in real estate is no different than, let's say you're retired and you need like a retirement account and you don't have it. Well, it's too late to get it at that point. Well, the same thing in real estate as it relates to your team. Look, we all know who our team members are. We all work with realtors. We all work with closing attorneys. We work with title companies. We work with marketing people. Some of us work with negotiators, closers, processors. You know, some people work with money people. Those are the team members that are absolutely critical in this business. It doesn't matter where you are in this business, whether you're just getting started or you already are in this business. At a certain point in time, almost all of those people are going to be needed by you. So here's the problem that happens to so many investors. They get these team members on an as-needed basis, meaning, you know, they're putting a big deal together, they got everything in place, they got the deal, and maybe they got a couple partners involved, and guess what? Now they're realizing, well, let me go and secure the financing for the deal. Or maybe you're putting a deal together, you got everything in place, you got your buyers in place, maybe if you're flipping it, you got your sellers in place, and all of a sudden you're like, well, let me go get a closing agent, okay? So the key to this business and team members is you want to have them before you need them. See, the uniqueness of real estate is very simple. If you don't have the right key team member in place ahead of time, it could cost you a tremendous amount of money. You know, because in this business, there's so many of these types of team members. If you're panicking and you have to really kind of off the cuff get one, you could actually get the wrong one and it could set your deal backwards. Or if you're panicking and you're off the cuff, desperately need one, you may not be able to find any of them. So build your team members out ahead of time. Interview them. You know, talk to them, get references, find out who they're doing business with, what they're doing, but develop the team members in your business before you need the team members. See, these team members become instrumental in your business. It could be argued that almost every single deal you do in this business will require some kind of outside help, whether it's money, whether it's on the closing side, whether it's from finding a deal realtor side. Maybe you're working with bird dogs on the acquisitions. Maybe you're using negotiators. You know, I could look at my career of the thousands of deals behind me, and I could pinpoint very few deals where I've taken it from A to Z all by myself. In today's world, I take 0 deals from A to Z by myself. As a matter of fact, in today's world, almost all of my deals, if not all of the deals, are done by my team members. So again, team members, it's like planning ahead of time. If you need something and if you don't have it, it's probably too late. So draw out your map, figure out what you're doing, because for some strategies you need different team members. If you're in a buy, fix, and sell and you don't have all the funds, you're going to need a team member from a money perspective. If you're in a wholesaling model, you're going to need investors in that model. So figure out what it is you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish, fill in the holes by the team members that you're going to need to do that with, and ahead of time secure those team members so as they are needed, you know exactly who to talk to and who to do business with.